Hello, my name is Sean McCoy, and this is my personal risk assessment final project. Utilizing password managers allows you to keep all of the passwords for your account secure and held in one location. This can allow you to have very long and complex passwords that do not repeat across different websites, but can help you keep track of all of these because remembering all of them on your own might prove to be difficult. A lot of programs will actually give you statistics and data on your passwords, often showing you how secure they are for the online world. There are a lot of threats that come up when you use, or that are mitigated when you use password managers, key logging being one of them. So LastPass is a great example of this. You're able to use a Chrome or other browser-based extension to centralize all of your information, and this one in particular will autofill your login information to certain websites that you have saved to avoid keylogging and other similar threats. Social media is another big point that people will often try to attack. These can often hold information ranging from birth dates to related family members to important years, all of which can be used through a process called social engineering, which is where somebody with a malicious intent could use all of your public profiles to build a similar external profile of information that they believe could be useful to um, gaining entry into a lot of your accounts that you would otherwise prefer to remain personal. There are a lot of good ways to mitigate these threats. Taking responsibility for the information that you put up on social media in the first place is probably the best way to do this. More often than not, you will hear a lot of cybersecurity oriented individuals tell you to just get rid of your social media accounts entirely. Um, and another big thing is phishing. So these are often emails that either threaten immediate action or something of the sort to get you to log in to a website via a link that you do not research first, which can lead to obviously your account being hacked into, things could get changed, your information could get stolen, and that kind of a thing. Sensitive information retention is another big thing to keep in mind. So you don't typically want to retain sensitive information such as bank accounts, uh, social media or social security numbers, different things like that. And keeping sensitive emails is one of the easiest way one can acquire a large variety of information. Everything from a mortgage payment to a Netflix account, almost acting as a one-stop shop. So good ways to mitigate this is consider adopting the reasoning to not destroy rather than to keep the information in the first place. Emails are a huge culprit for accrued sensitive data. Destroying them or backing them up being physically or via physically secured means is a great way to do this, such as an external hard drive. This way you can keep a large amount of information safe, and it is a lot easier to keep um, a note card sized object safe in your pocket rather than all of this information would be online anyway. Cell phones are another big part. They are often hacked into a lot easier than computers are just because people do not often take it upon themselves to install antivirus software on their phone just because they don't necessarily believe that that's either something that people do or that it's an option in the first place. These can be a vast wealth of knowledge on everything from your purchase history, your location data, phone numbers, etc., etc. Um, so a lot of the ways you can mitigate this using long passcodes with non-repeating um, digits or alphanumeric characters is a great way to do this. Fingerprints are not a great way to do this because you can be compelled to use a fingerprint scanner rather than a passcode. And you can also skim the amount of information you store on a phone, um, which would be a good way to clean up the amount of information and data that you have there in the first place. Using encrypted technology to store your information can also make it more difficult to steal. So routers are another target that people can use to attack your information. You can skim a lot of the traffic that comes off the top of a router and this allows people to gain valuable insights into your personal data. Um, and while a lot of routers can have complicated or unintuitive user interfaces, there are simple steps you can take, like changing your default password and going through the privacy settings and changing anything that you think would be beneficial. So there are a lot of advanced techniques you can do as well, such as disabling the HTTP configuration for the router to stop other people from remotely configuring it. And you can also block the ICMP ping request to discourage those who are looking for an easy target. While this doesn't technically stop an attack, it does make it a lot harder to get into in the first place. Obviously, routers are also vulnerable to physical assault, so keeping these in a secure location physically is also another good idea. So overall, the general takeaway is common sense. There are a lot of ways to think about cybersecurity, but the most basic idea and the most widespread one is if you don't put any information on the internet, there's nothing for people to steal. It's a great way, so long as you take care and aware of threats, you will already have a more secure online presence than most. Thank you.